It is essential to know and understand the vision for primary education and how the revised primary curriculum supports this vision. Mrs. Phyllis Reynolds leads this discussion. First, here's a teacher from the workshop reading the vision.
Primary education, the vision for the child. The child completing primary school should be functionally literate and numerate, demonstrating a positive self-concept and a willingness to take responsibility for his/her own learning. He/she should be culturally, aesthetically, and spiritually aware and be guided by a commitment to social and moral principles.
Mrs. Phyllis Reynolds had this to say about the vision statement.
The vision statement was adopted as the vision statement for all the children of Jamaica. So it means that the society is expecting us as partners in the education process to deliver to it children who are literate, children who are numerate, children who have a strong and positive sense of self, children who are aware of their socio-cultural, physical, and spiritual environment, and who are ready and prepared to take good care of it. Now, that vision is what must guide what we do. At the end of it all, whatever we do for our children must make them literate, numerate, and above all, they should have a very strong sense of self. Now, why is that so important? Why is it important to be literate?
It helps to prepare them for the wider society that they're in.
It helps to prepare them for the wider society that we all live in, yes.
Help to make intelligent decisions.
Help them to make intelligent decisions, yes. Literacy? Yes, they have to learn to read, to understand what they read, and use that understanding to open doors to everything else that they must do. What about numerate? We live in a world in which problems abound continuously. And these children we are preparing to go into that world. We have to help them to be able to solve problems. And I don't know about you, but people are always saying if you can't read and you can't count, then many opportunities will be denied you because you can't go through the doors which ask you to be literate and numerate. So that's important. Now, what about this business of positive sense of self? It is important for our children to understand who they are as persons, to develop an identity, a person with a name, with a nationality, who belongs to a country, who belongs to a family, who exists in a place. And so if they feel empowered by understanding who they are, and if you have self-confidence and self-esteem, you are going to also have the kind of ambition that goes with that, which will help you to want to do well and to excel and to, right, it will propel them to the next level always. Yes? Right. See all of that? Stick to the task to get it done, to be resilient, not to fall down and die when things don't work out. And this is something that we have to take into adulthood, because we live now in a society, as I said, with all these problems. If we do not learn how to stand up and to fight for our rights and everything else, then we'll just fall down and let people walk all over us, right? So in addition to the numeracy and the literacy, we have to help them to understand who they are as people. And this begins as early as basic school, continues into the primary level and beyond that. All right, so we are expected to do this. And, but to do that, we have to have a plan which sets out what the children must know and be able to do at the end of 6 years of schooling. Now, what is the plan for the children of Jamaica? to help them, the plan that sets out what they should know and be able to do at the end of 6 years of schooling. The revised primary curriculum, and this is the grade 1 to 3 part of it, and then you know that for the upper primary, there are 3 other books, one for grade 4, one for grade 5, and one for grade 6. Now, I said now that this is a plan, and it sets out what the children should know and what they must be able to do. And the system, the society, the government is going to hold us all responsible for ensuring that the children know what is inside of this plan. This plan, the curriculum, is designed on the premise that all children can learn and all children must learn. Now, I know that is what everything that comes from the ministry says that, because that is what is really driving the system, this business of understanding and believing that our children, regardless of who they are, regardless of where they come from, can learn, and that we have to provide them with the opportunities to ensure that they do learn. It is also based on the premise that children empowered by increased achievement in numeracy and literacy, who are aesthetically and spiritually aware, and who are guided, as we said in the vision statement, by a commitment to moral and social principles, will be better prepared to face the world and to solve the problems of the real world, These philosophical considerations are supported by many theories, because, you know, as educators, we can't just put things down on paper. We have to know, study in this day and age, we know so much about how children learn or how children don't learn. And every so often somebody comes up with a new theory after much research. We know a lot about how the brain works and so on. So that anything that is done, like a curriculum, for example, has to be supported by the theoretical understandings about how people learn, don't learn, what makes good teaching, what makes good material production, and so on. Now, the 2 theories that we are going to be concerning ourselves with today, though, are the theory of multiple intelligences and the theory of constructivism.